scene.
Well, hi-ho, folks, and welcome back to Turwinkle Talks. And tonight, we are going to be doing something we haven't done in quite a while, and that's talk to someone about their own individual roleplay. Now, lately, we've been interviewing a lot of guilds around World of Warcraft in the RP community, and, I thought, you know what? We've got someone that we need to talk to. And he's been begging for me to do it. So I was like, all right, fine. And I
that's
mean,
not completely accurate.
I mean, no.
I will give you a chance to recorrect yourself.
I have been begging him to allow me to speak with him about his roleplay in World of Warcraft, a little bit about his history and how he came to start roleplaying in World of Warcraft. Now, again, I'm not trying to take over Lita's job. Lita does an amazing job. Check her out over at Behind the Avatar, because she does a lot better job than I have ever done. But we've done this from time to time, talked with folks about the roleplay.
You didn't tell me she did that.
Oh, yeah. She's got an amazing podcast called Behind the Avatar.
What the hell am I doing talking to you then?
Yeah. Why aren't you talking to Lita? She's a lot nicer. And she sounds, amazing, because she has that amazing Australian accent. Just ask Nick, he'll tell you. Yeah. So we're going to talk to Vlad tonight. And we're going to find out a little bit about him as well. And we'll get his advice for you new role players out there. Maybe you new and old role players out there alike. And so we find ourselves here in... Vlad, you really need... Graelam, you really need to mow your lawn. Good Lord.
It's not his lawn.
This fence needs work too, sir.
It's not he doesn't work fences.
Oh, with it?
It's not his job.
And hello, sir.
Hi.
And so, folks, this is Vlad, and you've brought Graelam tonight. Am I saying that correctly, Graelam?
Yeah, it's Graelam. Graelam Vladimore.
Okay, excellent. And now, when you chose that name for him, was that because of your avatar's name, or did you take your avatar's name from Graelam?
Okay, so
it's like who came first, the chicken or the egg? Yeah.
Well, Vladimore actually came first. The Vladimore, I had the name Vladimore. Now it's lost to oblivion. I don't know how I don't have it anymore, because I did delete the original Vladimore.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was a warrior, I believe, and somehow the name got lost, so I don't have it anymore. Graelam. I guess I can tell you how I came upon Graelam. It's kind of a funny story. The girl I dated at the time, she liked romance novels, and she showed me one of them, and I read the summary of it, and I saw the what's it called, the stud, or the
right.
What was his name?
The
debonair. The debonair.
Yeah.
Is like this Scottish guy, and his name is Graelam. And I was like, oh, that's a really awesome name. I'm stealing it. And that's how I came with Graelam. Vladimore actually came from... This also came from Duskwood, is the NPC Morladim.
Oh, yeah.
Vladimore was his name. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put a V on there. And that sounds really cool. So
Vladimore,
that's how I
excellent. And so...
It's pretty simple.
And we all know that, that relationship ended, and now you chose wisely.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
Yeah. No. So now is he? Graelam is.
Great, John.
Is he Worgen?
He's not into gnomes. Yes, he is a Worgen.
Okay. And why did you choose the Worgen race for him?
Okay. I really like anti-heroes. They're probably one of my favorite archetypes. And I like the duality of anti-heroes, how some of them just do what the hell they want. With Graelam's character, I wanted to explore the whole the criminal trying to be an upstanding citizen. They have these dark urges, or they have these habits that they are trying to break, but they, it could be a triumph or redemption kind of story, or it could just be an active or what's it called, a struggle in futility. That's what I try to explore with this character in general, and I think a Worgen was an appropriate choice in that, because they have that duality that they have the beast inside, and they struggle with their humanity. I felt it was a very fitting race to pick for that kind of theme.
Yeah, I mean, that's excellent. Now, you've brought a couple pets with you. Who do we have here?
Oh, this is good old Punchy right here.
Punchy.
He's the big lummox. I found him in Valshara. He was staring at a tree, and I said, then, it was what's it called? Kismet? It was meant to be. He was staring at a tree. I bet he was trying to listen to the bugs inside or something. I don't know, but he actually has. I don't know if you have TRP, but he has his own profile, I believe. Oh yeah, he does. Okay, yeah, I did make one. A little mini profile for Punchy.
What's it say?
Okay, time to read. I didn't know you were gonna make me read. God damn it.
Sorry.
All right. At Graelam's side travels a companion that does well to complement the broody nature of its master. Despite the fearsome disposition of the beast, Punchy is a rather friendly for a direwolf. Friendly for a direwolf. I need to redo this. More often than not, the lummox tends to wander and attempt to socialize with whatever opportunity presents itself. So he's a very social dog, or he's like a dog, but he's really a direwolf. Usually these encounters end with Punchy's target pinned under him and covered in slobber. However, woe unto whoever would... Oh, sorry. I have to say this in a serious voice. However, woe unto whoever would make the mistake. Jesus Christ, I did not do a good job making this TRP. Essentially, he listens to his master.
He'll rip your face off, right? Yeah.
He'll rip your face off if Vlad said, rip his face off.
Well, don't tell him to.
Or sick him, I think is the word or something like that. Whatever.
And then over here, sir?
Yeah, this is Bertrand. He's a greedy prick.
Oh.
I don't think I made a profile for him. Let's see.
Where did you find him?
Thank God I was reading. Well, I found the Gilnean Raven. Where did I find? I picked up the pet somewhere. I think I just found it in my pet inventory. I must have got it on another character. And I just thought, oh, cool. But I found out I had a raven. I was like, oh, cool. Because I actually have the pet raven on. I can switch out between to be an actual hunter pet instead of a companion.
Oh yeah. So what's the story here?
Oh, the story with him. Okay. I don't really have one. He found him in Gilneas.
Okay.
And I guess Vlad had enough shiny things to keep Bertrand's
attention,
and so Vlad uses him.
Okay.
He's
all right.
He's more of a. I can tell you what he's for, like what he does.
Yeah,
he's basically his scout. Bertrand wants certain things, so he kind of has a little exchange, gives him a worm or more usually shiny things for his nest. And he's kind of a scout. He makes certain kinds of sounds, caws, or he'll perch in certain areas where Vlad can see. Because he's a bounty hunter, if Bertrand might find his target or the target before he does, so he'll perch on on a door stoop or something like that, and it's a good way for Vlad to know where the target is, and it doesn't really raise alert to other people because it's just a bird.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? It's a little strange, but it's just a bird.
Yeah.
So he's more of a functionary thing than he is a whole story around.
Yeah. He's there, but right.
Same kind of goes with Punchy, except I just gave him a little bit more personality.
Yeah.
Bertrand is kind of like the foil to Punchy, where Bertrand's kind of just he's just a greedy little nasty creature who just wants what he wants, and it's just kind of a prick. And Punchy's just a lovable dog, essentially.
All right. So, what is your history with roleplay, Vlad? How'd you start roleplaying?
I started roleplaying here on the Warcrafts because with a character named Crazy Blades. And that's all we'll know.
Okay, tell us about Crazy Blades. Let's go.
No, you're not going to know nothing about him. That was my first roleplay character, it was a Night Elf warrior, I think. Oh my god, I think I started roleplaying. I think it was vanilla. I want to say it was vanilla. Yeah, it was like middle of vanilla. So I've been doing it for quite some time.
Okay.
I've always kind of, I don't know. When I was a kid, I loved playing pretend and stuff like that, and I love stories, movies, books. And I just kind of wanted to do my own thing. I loved acting as well. So I just kind of wanted to. I found it was another avenue to take, so I just did it.
Another outlet for your creativity, sir.
Yeah, thank you. That's the term I'm looking for.
All right. So tell us Graelam's history. Tell us all about him.
Okay. He is not unlike most Gilnean, because I encounter a lot of Worgen or Gilnean people that they're not really Gilnean either. They're like Stormwind Worgen, which is that's plausible because you see in the storyline here in Duskwood there is actually the Worgen here are trying to cure or to call the feral Worgen here, but and then you got the Kaldarai Worgen, all that. I tried not to make him like super special in that way. He's from Gilneas. He had to endure that the curse of the plague, or the hordes of Worgen. But he essentially was the son of a huntsmaster who worked for our noble. And his childhood wasn't great. His father treated him kind of like he would treat the hounds. Whenever he disobeyed, one of the most vivid memories for Vlad is that he did something wrong, and his father essentially put him out into the woods, in the Blackened Wall, I guess that would be the out there, and proceeded to hunt him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And ran him ragged.
Oh, okay.
And then brought him home after he was captured.
Wow.
Yeah, not
this
a nice
explains a lot to Turwinkle, and how you treat him. I'm starting to see a correlation now.
Right. And
give me 10 seconds head start today, would you, sir?
I'll give you.
Crap. Okay.
And run.
Okay. Okay, so wow.
Yeah, he had a rough childhood. He essentially, his father died rather unceremoniously. He was kind of an old man already, and when he died, it was around the time Graelam became the hunt master for this noble. And
did Graelam have something to do with it, sir?
No,
not that it can be proven. Okay,
nothing that can be proven.
I got you. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Okay. He was an old man anyway, so it's very,
Okay.
They didn't see the pillow mark. The pillows don't even kind of thing.
Right.
So Graelam kind of became the hunt master, and this is around the time the Worgen curse started spreading, and he ended up having to basically kill everyone he didn't kill them, but he survived. He was the only one that survived in this noble's manse kind of area, and he took his sword because it was a really nice sword, and that's how he survived. But he did end up getting bit. Much later, he the curing thing happened. It's very much synonymous with the the Worgen storyline. He got captured, they cured him. He had to deal with the whole Forsaken invading, and he defected to Darnassus. After all that business,
okay,
there's a lot of gray area in there. So after that, he kind of he wasn't digging the whole Night Elf thing. He got it. He got it. He understood, but he just felt like he wasn't. They were too gentle for him. They're a little too nice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they weren't. Send your son out, let me hunt them type people.
He needed that. No. he from there he kind of just went to Stormwind. He just wanted to see, he just wanted to be where humans are, or he wanted to try to integrate because he felt like he can do that because he can actually go back to human form after that whole ritual thing in the Black and Walled and all that. So he felt like he would be okay. Well, turns out not so much. He still would lose his temper, turn into a worgen. He's not like exiled, but he's kind of, they don't like him in Stormwind or in big cities, and he doesn't really like being in big cities anymore. He still travels to him, but he picked up, he's decided to use his skills as a hunter or a huntsmaster to, bounty hunt, find people, hunt them down, bring them back.
See, your dad
Dead
was
or
just
alive.
training you for, your, your life, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole hunting people, sir.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He, he tries to keep them alive because they're usually worth more alive.
Right?
But it gets the better of him.
Oh, God.
Again, dealing with the animal side of him, he'll sometimes rip them apart,
Wow.
and he likes doing that.
Okay.
He doesn't like admitting it to himself, but or he doesn't like admitting it, but that's the dark part of him. He likes to kill people.
Well,
Or
only
he-
the ones
you know,
that
he-
deserve to be killed, right? Kind of like Dexter
Right, that's
that
how-
way. Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now, where do we find Graelam right now in his storyline? What's he up to?
It's been really, like, from Cataclysm on, it's been more of the same. He's just been hunting down people, or orcs, or gnolls, or whatever is going to get him coin, and he's been just doing that for X amount of years. He's really not, what's it called, progressed, but he hasn't regressed either. He's not a complete outlaw or anything like that. He usually keeps to Red Ridge right about now, because the mountain areas allow him to have some some solitude. But recently he's been taking some guard duty jobs in Stormwind, whereas he just wears a badge and just patrols at night and just looks to see if any no good hoodlums are doing anything, trying to correct that behavior.
Right, and then then those hoodlums just kind of disappear.
Yeah, yeah. They
Okay.
just. Oh, he came out with me with a knife.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a Morgan.
Yeah.
Drops knife on body.
Yeah. So, awesome. Now, tell us a little bit about now. Again, you don't live in mom and dad's basement eating Cheetos all day. So, I mean, I know you in quote unquote real life. I know who you are. But for those folks who don't, tell us a little bit about you, sir, that you're comfortable in telling folks.
All right. I'm a welder. I actually haven't been very active on WoW recently because I took a job welding and I've been going to school welding. And I'm graduating Monday. Like that's the ceremony's on Monday.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I really haven't had time to roleplay in like the past, honestly, year on WoW,
Yeah,
and I
you've been-
kind of want to get back into it. I really miss it. It's one of those things I love doing.
Well, I've been missing you too, sir. So
Yeah.
much.
John, not what the camera's on.
I mean, yes, you've been away for a while. Also doing some D&D as well, aren't you? A little bit here and there.
Yeah, here and there. I got an Eberron campaign that I've been DMing for. We had a tiny little session. It was a nice little horror game kind of atmosphere. If you couldn't tell, I like the dark and edgy crap.
Horror game, not a horror game, folks. Just so you know.
Yeah, it could be either. No, horror.
Yeah. Scary. Scary.
It was
stuff.
kind of actually what's funny is when I made the game, and my players were like, "Have you watched Alien Covenant?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Wow, that's really eerie," because it was like almost exactly like Alien Covenant. And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm glad I stumbled upon that genius because I find that the Alien movies are top notch when it comes to horror.
Oh yeah, gosh.
Ridley Scott did a wonderful job. Also, H.R. Geiger with the art. Oh my God, that was amazing stuff. So I guess I felt a little honored that I was told it was very much like Alien, and certainly that campaign had it definitely drew inspiration from just the Alien genre. But anyways, yeah, I do that, and also I'm in a homebrew campaign with another person, and I'm just a player in that one. It's a one-on-one, which is pretty nice.
And I know Layla and I are looking forward to our adventure that you're setting up for us. So.
Oh yeah, it's almost done. Not really.
Yes, sir. Wow.
I haven't had time.
Well,
to
Layla,
really
you see
look
where
at
we read. You also do quite a bit of reading, sir, and I know you've been reading Dritz lately.
I finished it. There's one more that's coming out on Saturday, September. But yeah, I've read all 33 books for The Legend of Dritz. And I'm
reading Dragonlance right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just finished the Fifth Age, the first trilogy in the Fifth Age, and now I'm moving on to the Minotaur Wars, which they should be coming in the mail next week. I've actually hadn't had a book in 2 weeks, which is very. It
just shows how busy you've been, sir.
Yeah. Got a new dog, and
that's right, Huck.
He's a hell beast.
Yeah, Huck. He's a lot like Punchy.
Yeah, he's a lot more stubborn than Punchy. He's definitely an outside dog. He's a good dog.
Oh, he's a coonhound, right?
He just needs to learn some manners. He's probably around 4 years old, and he hasn't. He's been mostly an outside dog and doesn't really know how to interact with people yet. I mean, he's not like vicious or anything, but he just doesn't know boundaries. So he's a bit of a thing to deal with. But.
Well, I mean, you guys just got him, so. But do you find that any of the stuff that you read finds its way into your roleplay style, or?
Definitely, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, R.A. Salvatore is a great way to. I think I've talked about this for the roleplay about combat. That definitely influences how I describe combat, because that's what R.A. Salvatore really excels in, is describing what happens in combat, and you get a very vivid picture of what occurred. I'll just say sometimes it does get a little bit confusing, but it's there. I definitely see myself translating whatever I read into my role play. I think it's a wonderful way to expand your vocabulary, and also a wonderful way to look at how you would describe a certain scene.
Right.
Because you can take from the perspective of another author and kind of go with that. So I definitely encourage people to read any kind of book, any kind of, I would say, fiction or like a story, more so than nonfiction, because they have different kinds of story. Nonfiction doesn't really do storytelling. I mean, I suppose an autobiography would, but it's not in the same sense in which you would in role play.
Right. Now, I guess along the same track here, what advice would you give new role players and old role players out there?
Oh my God, there's a lot. Let's see. I suppose the biggest, I think this is the most important, I think, is to never think that you're a great role player, and never think that, to always want to learn. Always be open to learn. I think that's the best advice you can give any kind of role player, is always be open to learn. And at the same on the same side of that
coin. I am so glad
you
said that, sir, because when we get done here, I got some things to point out for you, and some holes to.
Oh, I just might as well point them out right now.
Yeah, it's just some.
Let's point them out right now. Let's hash it out, John. I'm open. I don't care.
Well, for once, you're not a gnome, sir. We'll address that. Gnome organs are the most vicious, and so. Just,
I think Punchy ate one of those.
No, that's excellent advice. Continue, sir. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Be open to advice, and if you're a new role player, be open to advice of how you role play, and be aware that criticism will often follow, and so if you need to learn how to not be defensive when criticism arises. On the same side of the coin, once I suppose this is for, it would be really for anyone. Know what is bullshit, I guess. Like, when someone, I'm just gonna say it. When someone says, like, I can roleplay however I want to, or I can do whatever I want. Well, that may be true, but don't expect me to, want to go along with that. I suppose roleplay is a dance. It's a method of communication. It's not a narrative. If you wanted to write in a novel, then you should probably just write a novel. You don't control the aspects of roleplay. I guess what I'm getting at here is, I don't know. I guess it's I feel like there are certain rights and wrongs to roleplay, and God, I guess what I'm trying to figure it out. We explain what the aspects of a good role player, and I'm trying to pull from that.
No, I mean, and you're exactly right. Video. I mean, you can't force a group of folks to follow you as you're that telepathic vampire dragon,
right?
And you can't expect people to go along with that. If they're not willing to role play that situation. So much like you don't want people to force role play upon you, you can't force your role play upon other people as well. Yeah.
Right. So I guess that's my two cents is, be open to criticism and to, simply respect others, respect other role play, and respect yourself.
Right. Well, excellent, sir. Now, before we let Graelam go, because I know the night beckons, and I think it is a full moon tonight. I don't know if it's the white child or the blue one. I don't know.
It's not the white child. It's
what is it? The white mother and the blue child? Help us, Layla.
I don't know.
Layla.
It's the blue child and the what? The white mother? White lady. There you go.
White lady. Yeah.
I know my lore.
Yeah. We know what we're talking about. Don't judge us.
White lady.
Definitely go check out Layla's video on that. It's amazing. Okay. But who would you like to give a shout out to tonight? Well, thank you, sir. I'm honored.
No,
I didn't expect this. I've got a speech. I would like to thank Vlad for his words of encouragement, and I've always considered. Oh God. No, do go on, sir. Do go on. Thank you, Punchy.
I guess a shout out to my wife Layla. I love you. It's Layla.
Busy in Highball right now.
Sorry.
Oh God, she's busy in Highball, sir. Anybody else that you've maybe role played with in the past?
I hope. Well, there are a couple. Like, I don't know if they even play Warcraft anymore. Jackson from Borderland Coalition. She was really cool. Like, actually, she was actually her character Jackson was Vlad's like best friend back in the day. And but yeah, that's, I guess, Jackson. What's up? How you been? Are you alive?
Please send tell. Yeah, that's and now Turwinkle's your best friend, so it's fair trade off, I suppose.
I guess. That's friend's a really strong word.
Yeah, that
it's
acquaintance, I suppose.
Yeah,
someone that you know.
An acquaintance of an acquaintance.
Yeah, someone that you know. You might say hi to him as you pass him on the street. Maybe not.
Right.
You might just give him that nod. Just
yeah.
You don't even say anything. You just nod. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us tonight, sir, and learn all about Graelam and Punchy and Bertrand and Bertrand. And now we kind of get that behind the scenes of why Graelam is the way he is because of his dad hunting him as a child, and why the crime rate seems to be going down in Stormwind, and why this mysterious
homelessness has gone,
gone
way down.
Yeah, way down.
This-
San Francisco, hey, feel free to call Graelam.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, it was excellent talking with you tonight, sir, and getting to know a little bit more about you. And I know there's some folks out there that wanted to learn a little bit more about Vlad too in real life. Yeah. So it was good.
I actually played around with the idea of like putting up forum posts and for bounty hunter services or whatever.
Oh, there you go. Well, I mean, you've been super busy. Yeah, you haven't had the chance yet.
Yes, I have.
But
when I get a groove into the role playing thing and my own schedule, I might actually put up my services for Graelam.
Will he maybe find himself in a guild at some point, or?
I honestly hope so. I mean, I know I'm not, like, most of my characters are not guildless, or they are guildless rather, and I want to find the right guild for the character.
Right.
That's the thing. I'm really picky. And even when I'll like join like their chat, how they have a chat log thing where you can join, and I want to see if I'd like it. And then there was one guild that I thought about joining, but they turned out to be a little bit immature. Like they didn't necessarily take role playing as seriously as I do. Yeah, they actually tried to initiate Graelam into a gang without him knowing, and just tried to they basically what was it called? They ganged up on him and started doing a beatdown.
Oh God,
that didn't end well.
No, I imagine they need more members now to cover the ones they just lost.
Well, yeah, I try to be nice to other people's characters. Like I don't try to kill other people's characters, but I'm just like, man, like he would have. That is just something he would have just killed them.
Yeah.
Like it was just out of nowhere. They started beating on him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But
and so, are there a lot of guys with no right arm now? Is that?
I think in the role play, I just let them be.
Oh.
But
wow, that took a lot out of Graelam, I imagine.
Well, I guess it would have to come down to a retcon. Like it was it was kind of like a retcon thing where in that aspect, yes, it did happen, but he killed them. Whereas he didn't die, or they didn't die. But yeah, that's the problem with when you get two kinds of role play that you have two different parties that don't really understand what's going on. Like they try to do something that's really, really extreme, or they don't understand how extreme it is for the certain character that coming out. Like they try to be spontaneous, and that was something that they really should have talked to me about. My character.
Oh yeah. I mean that's roleplay 101, right? I mean, if you want your story
when you do combat with people you don't know, you really should just talk to them. I guess that's another piece of advice you should give to people is talk to people that you're going to do combat with before you do combat.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah. So, anyways, that's basically what had to be the end result. Was in my headcanon, whoever they died, in theirs, they didn't.
The parallel universe, sir.
I guess, yeah. That's the. It was. I hate doing that, honestly, and that's one of the things about roleplay that kind of gets me a little I kind of want to back off of it.
Yeah. But
at the same point, it's one of the things I love doing.
Right.
But anyways, I'm trying to find a good guild. I'm trying to find a good guild, one that fits Vlad. The problem with Vlad here is that he's a very solitary creature, so it's very difficult to find roleplay for him in general. So.
All right. Well, and for you in real life, getting a set schedule, and once you do, I think you start looking, you'll find a guild that'll match Graelam.
Right.
So there's hundreds, and especially now with BFA coming out.
Yeah, that I do have plans for BFA on him for him. Like he might actually become, instead of his class title might not be bounty hunter anymore, it could be just mercenary, which is, I know. Oh, look at it, what's it called? The cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? That's another thing. Cliches are one of those things I love. I love cliches. People love cliches. That's why they're cliches. I don't understand what the taboo is about being a mercenary or a bounty hunter or something like that. Where people are like, oh, look, a dime a dozen. Well, yeah. Like, what do you think an adventurer is? Like,
Yeah.
Like, they do they do things for money. That's kind of what they do. Or some of them don't, like clerics, and they have a higher purpose or something like that. But it's not like they don't exist. And it's anyways, I'm going off a tangent. You're trying to close the show.
All right. Well, again, folks, especially when Vlad is freed up, definitely look for Graelam patrolling around and roleplay with him. Of course, don't try to beat him down. If you're going to try that, at least whisper him and
be like,
and find out what is going to happen, because he might let the wolf out, and then you're toast.
Yeah.
But definitely take a look and see if you can find him. You'll usually find him.
Stormwind,
Red Ridge.
He could be patrolling around Red Ridge or Duskwood. Those are the main 3 areas he prefers to stay around. And or you can just look up Graelam on and WoW and just whisper me or whatever.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Graelam, Vladimore. Fun roleplay character and an awesome guy in real life as well. Definitely check him out, and I want to thank you, sir, for taking the time to talk to me tonight.
Thank you.
You bet. And so with that, again, Turwinkle, another excellent job done, sir. And Turwinkle, we will catch you next time, sir.
Farewell.
Farewell, Farewell.
All right.